Now an update on another story 8 on your side has been following closely. Pinellas County businessman Leo Gavon went before a federal judge today and pleaded not guilty. Federal prosecutors say, quote, Gavon masterminded over a $100 million complex and sophisticated wire fraud, mail fraud, and money laundering scheme that spanned 15 years, end quote. Over 1,000 special needs victims entrusted their money to Gavon's nonprofit, the Center for Special Needs Trust Administration, which had been based in St. Petersburg. Gavon and his accountant, John Witek, are charged with charged on a 15-count indictment and were arrested in June. Gavon will remain behind bars through his trial. He'll be back in court next Thursday for a detention hearing.
35 years now. That condition is not going to change anytime soon, and I need that elevator for basic transportation up and down, to my apartment.
A Clearwater woman who is bound to a wheelchair says she is being penalized for asking for help. Her HOA's attorney accused her of misusing 911 after she called for assistance when her building's elevator wasn't working. But internal fire department emails reveal growing frustration over how often crews are responding to that same complex. 8 on your side's Georgia MacArthur joins us live in Clearwater after speaking to the woman and the first responders. Georgia.
Josh, when I spoke to the woman, she says she feels like she has been put in an impossible situation at times when she's ready to leave her home. She says the real problem isn't how many times she's called 911, but the issue is how many times her elevator has failed her. Maria Abdelaz has lived at On Top of the World in Clearwater for 3 years. She's paraplegic and says when the elevator in her building goes out, her only option is to call for help.
It is embarrassing. I don't want to call the fire department. I don't want 4 guys to come and have to hoist me up the stairs. I don't want them to ask me, how much do you weigh, Maria? I don't need to go through that.
But earlier this month, she received a certified letter from her HOA's attorney accusing her of misusing emergency services. Attached to that letter was an internal email from a Clearwater fire lieutenant shared by Abdelaz by the HOA, warning that first responders were being put under physical strain from these non-emergency calls.
It's a tough situation, obviously, with the broken elevator. We would like to see, obviously, the management company get the elevator fixed to, be able to assist those residents. But in the meantime, if they could find, other ways or other sources kind of help them up and down those stairs, or just limit how often they're leaving the condo.
Abdullah says the letter felt more like a threat than a solution, and she questions what she's supposed to do when she's stuck. She says the elevator failures happen without warning.
If I'm in my apartment and I need to get out, am I on house arrest? Or if I come home from someplace, if I happen to be at the beach for the day and I come home and it's down, should I set up a tent in the lobby?
And Clearwater Fire Crew says they want to be able to help, but don't want to put a strain on their fire crews. They would like to see changes. I also did reach out to the HOA's attorney for responses. So far, have not heard back. Reporting live in Clearwater, I'm Georgia MacArthur, 8 on your side.
And Brightline is one step closer to possibly expanding to Tampa. A telehearing held yesterday revealed many people support the project, but Brightline still needs funding to move forward. 8 on your side's Alessandra Young live in Tampa with what comes next. Hey, Alessandra.
Hey there, good morning, Beth. Yeah, on this telehearing yesterday, there were several people that were on board, including residents right here in Hillsborough County, but Brightline still needs that funding before this project gets a green light. The possibility of getting from Tampa to Orlando in an hour could become a reality. During a teleconference call Thursday, many spoke out in support of the expansion, saying they are tired of being bumper to bumper on the roads.
And I've seen the increase in traffic on I-4 and just in general in Florida. And I just want to make a public comment that I support the project. I have supported it in the past since the inception back in 2012. So I'd just like to ask that the bond issue be approved.
If Brightline gets the green light, the idea is to expand to Tampa, utilizing a lot of the I-4 corridor, and would provide more transportation options for people.
It's a perfect idea. I think all the services and it's very practical, So for sure, I would use it.
But Brightline still needs $400 million in bonds to help fund the project. The Florida Development Finance Corporation needs to finalize and approve the bonds for this to move forward. No, right now there's currently a study going on as to where to put this Tampa station for Brightline, and that's expected to be completed by December. For now, live in Tampa, Alessandra Young, 8 on your side.
Well, students in a warehouse at a quiet regional airport in Polk County could help with the national air traffic shortage that is straining travel in America. And you're about to see the new technology that they're using to do it. News Channel 8's Polk County Bureau reporter Stacy DeSilva is live at Bartow Executive Airport. Tell us about these air traffic controller simulators.
Yeah, Stacey, well, it's state-of-the-art stuff. It's giving students at a new academy an immersive look at what it's like inside towers like this one. It's also giving people in this area an opportunity to join a workforce that's in dire need.
November 5935 Foxtrot, Bartow Tower, runway 9 left, clear for takeoff.
Bartow's Heidi Hebert is 18 years old with a passion born out of tragedy.
We had a family friend pass away in an airplane accident, the head-on accident that happened in Winter Haven.
The death of Zachary Mace inspired Hebert to become a pilot in his memory.
November 28 Zulu, Roger.
Now she's training through Travis Technical College to become a control tower operator too.
While I'm trying to get into the airlines, I can do air traffic control and actually do something that means something.
Unique to this course in Bartow, students are now using this $280,000 UFA simulator using AI pilots.
November 8 Juliet Tango is at runway 09 left, ready for departure.
The scenarios were built by Chief Instructor Randy Clayton, using real-life experiences from his 27-year career.
It's already right in front of them. They're already used to looking in certain areas to find things.
In addition to the simulator, the students also have classroom time and training in an actual tower, eventually joining a workforce in dire need of more people.
We're going to get you an offer. There will be a job waiting for you when you're done. And all you have to do is go and perform. Go and do the job that you're trained to do.
So where are those jobs? Once qualified, they can work at a federal contract tower, which serves smaller airports, and after a year there, they can work for the FAA if they so choose. Stacey.
So how long does that course take? It sounds like a great thing given how many air traffic controllers we need.
Yeah, it really fills a void. It's been running for since the start of this year. The course is 10 months long, so that includes a simulator, some classwork, and some on-the-ground and in-tower training as well.
I like the part where he said, we'll get you a job. We will find you a job. You will have a job when you leave here. That's good news. Thanks, Stacey.
Job security.
Thanks, Stacey. Well, the sports world has lost an icon this week who was a huge advocate in the Bay Area. Sue Zepe dedicated her life to her dream of creating a women's baseball league. She played for the Rockford Peaches, even founded the American Girls Baseball League. News Channel 8's Jenna Bass shares the legacy Sue leaves behind.
Sue Zepe literally slid into the baseball scene decades ago, eventually settling down in Venice, but never putting down her bat and glove. She passionately funded the All-American Women's Baseball Classic that we know and love today. But if you talk to those who knew her, well, she just wanted to play ball. In 1953, straight out of high school, Zepe played professional baseball for the Rockford Peaches. Yes, as in the Rockford Peaches from the 1992 film A League of Their Own.
A lot of people, they understand the league that went from 1943 to 54 is there's a lot of legacy in that, and only 600 and some ever played it, and Sue was one of them.
Her passion eventually led her to create American Girls Baseball and spearhead the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League based out of Sarasota.
When you saw her on the field with the young girls, you could just see her glow.
She spent her life advocating for young women to get the opportunity to play baseball instead of softball.
It's tough to stay in the game of baseball, but all of us that play know how great of a game it is and how important it is for us to continue to tell girls that, yes, they have a choice. They can play baseball or they can play softball.
Holmes tells us the future of women's baseball is strong because of Zepe's dedication, but to keep her dream alive, it's coming down to fighting for the right to play ball. Sue even used her own money to finance the All-American Women's Baseball Classic. The next All-American Women's Baseball Classic is set for August 1st through the 3rd in Durham, North Carolina. And if you'd like to honor Sue Zepe, we're told donations can be made directly to Sue's organization, American Girls Baseball. Reporting in Tampa, Jenna Bass, 8 on your side.